Welcome to Continental Championship Wrestling, home of the National Wrestling Alliance, featuring champions from throughout the continental United States. And now to your host, world-renowned wrestling commentator, Gordon Soley.
Welcome to Continental Championship Wrestling. I'm Gordon Soley, and we're bringing you this program direct from the Boutwell Auditorium in Birmingham, Alabama, deep in the heart of Dixie. And I'll tell you what, deep in the heart of wrestling fans everywhere, you're going to be very, very pleased with our opening match because you're going to be seeing in action Tommy Wildfire Rich. Also, the United States Junior Heavyweight Championship goes on the line a little bit later on. Bill Ash going up against Scott Armstrong. And we'll be seeing a big 8-man tag team match and also a very special surprise upcoming. For the first time here on Continental Championship Wrestling, on our NWA Special Report of the Week, the stars of the NWA, something very, very special on the exotic Adrian Street direct from London, England. We'll tell you more about that a little bit later on. But right now, let's get into the action here on Continental Championship Wrestling. Let's go to our ring announcer, Mike Jackson.
Ladies and gentlemen, this special TV match scheduled one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Making their way to the ringside, weighing in at 210 pounds from parts unknown, here is one half of the Southeastern Tag Team Champions. Here is Nightmare number 1. And ladies and gentlemen, introducing his opponent, weighs in at 231 pounds from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Here's the Wildfire himself, Tommy Rich.
Tommy Wildfire Rich, and he waited for nothing at all here, brother. He charged the Nightmares. He charged the Nightmares. Wow! What a backdrop by the Wildfire. Tommy Wildfire Rich, and he is wound up. There's no question about it. Tommy Rich seeking vengeance for his injured cousin, a beautiful snapmare. Takes the Nightmare number 1 to the canvas. And the Nightmare backing away. He's got some problems. Tommy Rich wasting no time in punishing the Nightmare number 1. Got him on the femoris muscles, and the Nightmare number 1 has got his problems. I'll tell you what, the Nightmares are indeed agile and mobile. They are dangerous, but they're facing one of the most electrifying competitors in the sport today, Tommy Wildfire Rich. Beautiful Irish whip by Rich, and he caught him right along the abdominal wall. Beautiful high vertical suplex. Rich fires. Hard right hand. Another hard right hand as he hangs onto that mask. Now in football, that'd be a face guard. In football, that'd be a face guard foul. But Tommy Wildfire Rich is punishing the Nightmare number 1.
Don't be telling lies, Mr. Soley. That's not what's happening. Somebody's been messing with his tape.
Well, Nightmare number 2 has joined me here.
That's right, baby. Now, look, what was you saying about Tommy Rich? Look at him right now. Hey, I've got one question to ask you. That's why I'm out here, Mr. Soley. Where is Johnny Rich? Nobody knows.
Well, you know perfectly well he was injured. Sure, he was injured.
Yes, I know he's injured, but what I don't know is where he's at. Week after week, my partner and myself have come out here to this TV program, and we have brought flowers. We have spent money, our hard-earned money, on Johnny Rich. None of these fans would tell us what hospital he's in, and we wanted to so much send him those flowers because it hurt our heart so bad when he got hurt. Look at that, a beautiful backdrop, Mr. Soley.
Rich steps to one side. Rich steps to one side, and it is Tommy Wildfire Rich. A little more back in control now after a headbutt to the side of the head of the Nightmare.
Come on, Nightmare.
And so, Tommy Rich coming up, trying to get those cobwebs out of that head.
Yeah, but he can't do it, can he?
Well, that remains to be seen, my friend.
That's it, baby. Jabbing. Jabbing. That's it, Nightmare.
Series
Beautiful.
and a hard right
baby.
cross puts
Punish him,
Tommy
Nightmare.
Rich back to the canvas once again.
You know, I bet Tommy Rich wishes that Johnny Rich was here, doesn't he?
Well, my friend, I have really not much more to say to you at all.
I'm rooting.
Nightmare number 2, and he made the statement he was leaving. That's the biggest favor he's done me tonight. Tommy Rich hurdles this man into the second ring, and Rich is right after him. Tommy Wildfire Rich, beginning to gain control once again, uses the back of the elbow very effectively. 5 minutes has expired. 5 minutes out of this 30-minute match. Neck breaker now by Tommy Wildfire Rich. He's got the Nightmare in trouble. Down across those pectoralis majors. Lateral press. And the Nightmare slips away. The Nightmare slips away off the ropes. Both men colliding into each other, and the Nightmare outside the ring. The Nightmare outside the ring. And wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, brother. That was obvious. They traded. That's Nightmare number 2. No question in my mind about that. Rich has him to an inside cradle. Rich got the pinfall. Tommy Wildfire Rich got the pinfall. Tommy Rich got the pinfall on Nightmare number 2. Wait a minute. Now he's got both Nightmares to fight. Both Nightmares in there, and Rich battling hard and strong against the 2 Nightmares. Rich facing a battle now. Both Nightmares after him. The Nightmare was pinned. Tommy Rich is the winner. But now the Nightmares wreaking their vengeance on Tommy Wildfire Rich. Off the ropes, they double team him. Rich is down and in trouble. Tommy Wildfire Rich in trouble. The referee calling for the bell. The referee calling for the bell. And now the Nightmare's really beginning to punish him. Wait a minute. Somebody just started to ring. Who went? Wait a minute. That's Johnny Rich. That's Johnny Crash Rich. Johnny Crash Rich and Tommy Wildfire Rich. And brother, are they ripping the daylights out of the Nightmares? He's after the mask. Johnny Rich is after the mask of the Nightmare. He's trying to get that mask off. The Nightmare's slipping away. Gary Brown, our director, stay with the action. Stay with it. He's chasing him all the way out of the building. He's after that mask. Tommy Rich is right after him. And he got it. He got the mask. Tommy Wildfire Rich and Johnny Crash Rich. Boy, what a triumphant return to the squared circle these two have got going for them. And the thousands jamming the Boutwell Auditorium, welcoming Johnny Cash Rich back in action. And he is 110%. And so is Tommy Wildfire Rich.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that fall and that match was Tommy Wildfire Rich.
Brother, you talk about wild, wild action. And may I send a special compliment along to my director, Gary Brown, and those ever-alert cameramen. They followed the action all the way. And so they got a mask off of one of the Nightmares. And they were a little too far gone for us to find out who they were. But nonetheless, Johnny Rich and Tommy Rich have a handle on them. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we don't see those Southeastern Tag Team belts around the waist of Johnny Crash Rich and Tommy Wildfire Rich. All right, I told you at the beginning of the program that this